Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Stationeers. Just like last episode, we are lost in the desert trying to mine. Uh, Unfortunately, we're not only low on our jetpack stuff, jetpack propellant, that's the word I was looking for, but we're also running low on our filters. So that's quite an issue. Um, I know that the sun has been up for a while, so it must be setting, so whatever direction that is, that's west. I think my base is at that mountain, near that mountain, or that one. Anyway, we're going down there, and hopefully we'll be there before the sun sets. Because the battery is also running low. We still have plenty of oxygen, but if we can't filter out our CO2, we'll slowly suffocate. And I haven't died yet. Anyway, today's goals are to finally build up our atmospherics stuff. What we were planning to do last week before we got hit by that violent storm. I lost almost everything and we had to roll back. Hashtag not cheating. But with all of that settled, I think maybe... well, the base isn't here, by the way. Maybe it's this way. And I can't fly. I have some little bit left. But that's just for an emergency when we're stuck in a hole or whatever. Oh, there we are. Oh, thank God. And that's another goal. We're not only going to set up the atmospherics, we're also going to set up a beacon so we can always find our way back. You'd think I'd learned from the last time, but well, as history has shown, that is not the case. Well, firstly, what we're going to do is make sure that our filters are replenished. We can do that in this hydraulic pipe bender. Gonna need 2 filters for now, because the last filter is still fine. It's running low, but it was getting dangerous, but it wasn't empty yet, so we're gonna exhaust that one as well. In fact, let me switch these up so that the latter one is used before. For now, we're just gonna toss these old filters out here, because, well, they're no use to us now. We can in the end, we can in the future recycle them, which is what we want. It's not only good for the planet, but it's all around better for us to recycle, because then you have to not worry about your resources as much. Saves you from mining. As you can see here, our tomato plant from last week has grown. I think it's ripe, but we'll harvest it come tomorrow. And then we'll replant those tomatoes as well. From there we will build out our seed bank. We still have some food left. But for now, we have to go. We are going to smelt some of our stuff. I've decided to go with the insulated tanks. For that we need 5 copper, 20 steel and 30 silicone, and we need to have about 7 tanks. Maybe we'll keep this one as it is. It's not an insulated tank, but we'll need about 200 silicon ingots for that. So first let's build ourselves some tanks, tank kits. that is. Let's set up the insulated tank here. Set it up like this. I think I'm going to keep the CO2 tank uninsulated. Ultimately, all of our tanks will be encapsulated with a within the base, so it will be so every gas will be stored at room temperature. But out here, as you can see in the bottom right corner, it's negative 72 degrees Celsius. And if we were to pump our CO2 into the greenhouse, that temperature, everything will freeze again, as the plants need to grow at 15 to 50, so 15 to 50 degrees Celsius. Alright, so that's 4 tanks, at least 2 to go, and I think we need a liquid tank as well for the water. But our water system as is sufficient for now. We will expand upon that later, but not right now. What I'm also planning to do is set up a gas canister refilling station, so we can better refill our jetpack tank, because it's getting a bit silly right now. Alright, let's see if we actually do need 6. You can check that by the via our filters, gas filters. So you see we have carbon dioxide, nitrogen, nitrous oxide, oxygen, pollutant, volatiles. So that's 6 different gases that we can filter out. And then you also have the medium filters, and I think there are also heavy filters, but you'll need an upgrade kit for that. And we don't have that one yet, and we're nowhere near that we will require one. So what else do we need? Kit atmosferics. Do we have enough for that? We're running low on copper. That's fine. We have smelted some copper in here. Oh, we put some ingots in here, I should say. Yeah, so let me talk you through the plan. Now, whoop. Let's jump back. We have here our furnace, which produces gases when you're smelting. These gases now get vented into this tank, but we can also, via these pipes, distribute the gases to the other ones. But we also want to separate out the different gases, we want to filter them out. And for that, we need our atmospherics kit. It has several functions. It can be an air conditioner, a filtration unit, electrolyzer, and an H2 combustor. I think the H2 combustor combusts the H2 with the oxygen, obviously, it's in the name. But that's the two gases, hydrogen and oxygen, into water, while the electrolyzer splits water into H2 and O2. And what we're looking for is the filtration unit, this one. Which doesn't want to snap into the position I want it to snap. And it's going to get a bit tight. There we go. But we'll manage. Is this lined up properly? Yeah, I just want one tank connection in there. So then we can squeeze another unit into here and we can make this different. Rework that area. Right. I forgot we need to deconstruct this portion. And hopefully the system won't blow up, because all the gases in these pipes get pushed through as you deconstruct them. Which is a bit scary sometimes, but it'll be alright. Hasn't said boom yet, so. God damn it, get in there. And the last filtration one. There we go. Let me find some more pipes. I think we have some in storage. Not in here. Who knows, maybe I'll set up a light source somewhere here. And another pipe kit. I don't think this will be enough of pipe kits. So I'm gonna set the hydraulic pipe bender on regular pipes, not the insulated pipes, because we do want the gases to cool down. So let me talk you through the air filter. The air filter takes in the gases at this side and then shoots out the filtered stuff on this side, on this side where we will connect this pipe up. But the unfiltered stuff, so the stuff it doesn't want, that we don't want to go in here, yeah, it's gonna rain some pipes for a little bit. Just ignore that. But the unfiltered gases get passed back. Son of a bitch! No! Okay, let me stop this one for now. Thank God it's over here. Pro gamer, ladies and gentlemen. Pro gamer. I think we lost a few. Undoubtedly. Well, that's a bit of a faff. The problem with these pipes, if they're not in your inventory or in your hands, the same as the cable coils, they will degrade over time in the storm, unless you install them. But if you have them laying around, they will get degraded. We don't want that happening. We can continue working for as long as we have our pipes. That's what I was looking for. Anyway, what I was saying, as the unfiltered gases get recycled back to the system, I filtered they go from this pipe back into here, but also in this section of pipe that leads to all the other filters. or atmospheric units and filters. So ultimately, just by passing the gas through, all of the gas will get captured and be transferred into the corresponding tanks. Which is exactly what we want. Just gonna continue setting these up. Oh, that's it. We're out of pipes right now. And the storm is still blowing. Oh, don't jump in the storm. Yeah, I've been thinking. I do think this, whatchamacallit. I know what it's called. I just forgot. The furnace. Thank you, editor. The furnace needs to go at least one step more that way, so we can put in a pipe valve, so we can shut off the system, so the pressure in the furnace can build up to the whatever required pressure it needs for whichever ore you're trying to smelt. Well, while the storm is still blowing, let's head inside and switch out the battery on this one, on the mining tool, which was almost completely empty. The whole animation seems to go inside. I think that's a bug. I'm not sure. Also have to check the solar panels after the storm, because they do get destroyed in the storm. Not entirely in the first time, but this is taking forever. I still don't know why. If any suggestions, please leave a comment. Yeah. Temperature is a good 21 degrees here. And the pressure is good. So let's harvest the tomato. 1, 2, 3. One fully grown tomato plant provides us with 3 regular tomatoes. And they're in here. You just don't see them just yet. But it should be in here. Because it does say clear tomato if you put your cursor over it. And it doesn't with the last one that I left open. It does also, the tooltip also say the tomato has unfavorable lighting. Because the sun is down, probably. Whoa. Well, definitely because you don't see anything right now. Which is fine, don't worry about it. The sun will come up. That's for sure. Whoops. We still have our windows here, so we can check on our crates. And they do see... Oh, whoa, look at those there, right in the center with the red crate. There is wind blowing in there. The filters have been blown into the crate, which is fine. They're not moving now, but the As, as I mentioned last time, I haven't fully welded up the steel frames, and doors also open, so maybe that's a problem. So that's not an airtight room. This is. That isn't. Well, it doesn't seem to mind. So yeah, there we go. What I don't understand is why it's taking forever for the airlock to get filled up when you're pressuring from the inside to here. Goes perfectly the other way, just not. Again, leave a comment. There we go, the storm has passed. So we can continue building. You see? It depressurized really quickly. Just doesn't want to repressurize anymore. I don't know if you heard that sound, but that was my phone ringing. So, yeah, let's print off some more pipe kits. I'm afraid, though, that the storm did blow away some pipes. But I don't think it's a good idea to go look for them. They're probably far away. But we also lost a cable coil the first time around. And we did manage to retrieve that one, so who knows? So yeah, these are all connected. Yeah, that one is connected. Oh, so we did have enough. Hooray for us. But yeah, definitely the whoop. I forget the word again. Furnace, thank you. Furnace needs to be vented before we or I think it needs to be vented. I'm not really sure, but I'm not gonna take any risks now. Before we deconstruct it and place it a bit further. Where's my passive vent? I had a passive vent somewhere. There we go. Are you kidding me? I know this isn't the best setup. Yeah, it's venting now. Hunger, caution. We need an angle grinder to deconstruct the furnace. Crowbar to deconstruct it even further. There we go. Gonna place the valve right there. Then pick up the furnace and then snap it the way we want it to have. Oh, this might take a while. Is it? No, this isn't it. This should be it. Huh. Well, it doesn't want to snap right into that one. Oh well. We can always place another one. Another pipe in there. I know it's ugly. But we'll come up with a better solution in the future. Input, output. There we go. But we're not there yet. No, of course not. Because these units also need power. And for power we need cable coils. But I also want to put them on a separate grid via an APC so we can turn them off all at once so they don't use unnecessary power. Because every unit, every device does use some power as they're operating, I think. And these are always operating if they're on, I believe, even though there might be no atmosphere in the pipe system. So let's see if we don't have an APC laying around. Nope. Well, while we're here, we might. Where's the other soup? Yeah, this one we didn't finish last time. There we go. APC? APC? No APC. I will bet that we will find an APC here. No, I am wrong. Wow. In here? No. Appliance. Alright. I'm gonna manually go through everything. I'll be back when I found it. Oh, it's called power controller. There we go. What do we need? Iron, copper, and solder. We don't have solder. Let's see. Ingots. Solder. If you don't know what you're looking for, if you don't know how to make something, always go to Stationpedia. What do we need? Solder. Iron and lead. In equal amounts. So, I guess we'll be looking for lead. Or, eh, we're not gonna do an APC right now. Nah, we'll, gonna install an APC later. First, we'll just connect up. Can also install an APC later. Or power controller. Let's print up some more coils. We won't need the heavy coils for this. Yeah, it's gonna be a mess, ladies and gentlemen, so be prepared for that. Don't worry. Yeah, the cables can go through the pipes and the pipes through the cables if they're perpendicular to each other. And we don't need to connect the data ports, we just need the power for now. Maybe we can automate everything later, but it's not what we need. Yeah. Maybe I'll redesign this later. Probably in a few minutes, but it's alright. Ooh. Bit messy. Good thing there's no storm right now. It's always a chance you take. But before that, let me check our solar panels. Yeah, see? They're, you see the orange bar beneath the name Solar Panel Dual. You see that it has sustained a lot of damage. And it also says below that health. And the more damage it takes, the less efficient it is, as you can see as well. Health is at 28% and the efficiency is down to 24%. So I think it is a very wise... Yeah, I know, my power is low. I think it's wise to reinstall these. I think by just reinstalling them, or perhaps even just the... No, we need to reinstall the entire bit. How are you? Oh, he's fine. And drill. By just reinstalling them, they're back at full health, I think. I'm not aware of any repair tools just yet. Yeah, this is the proper orientation. There we go. What I also want to mention is that there's a new update. New update for this game. I forgot the name. I did prepare, but I just forgot and didn't write it down, so not that well prepared, but well, it's episode 5, so you know me. Why prepare when you cannot prepare, or at least properly? But the major new update, the major content from the update is an automated mining rocket. Can also do something else, but can do one thing at a time. But it's additional parts for the rocket you can build. so you can send it out for a mining trip to get ores or ices. But maybe I think also go on a trading trip. Maybe, not certain. It's fine, doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm excited to see what what's all about. What that's all about. But we're not there yet in this playthrough. Need a tool for that. I know it looks evil, but yeah, I'm gonna need a cable down here as well eventually, so I might as well start a connection. All right. So they're all hooked up on power. Yeah. So check. They're all hooked on. All the atmospherics are all hooked on the pipe system. Check. Now we need to put the different filters in them. And we'll just use the regular filters for now. Carbon dioxide. Get 2 of these. And we'll have, we're gonna have CO2 right here. I want to connect the CO2 to the greenhouse. So we can pass through at a higher pressure, around 125 kPa. Put in the gases, and then at the other end, at a lower pressure, make them vent out. So you constantly recycle the atmosphere in there, so you have a pure CO2 atmosphere in there for the plants. So the plants don't get dirty, and you see they're growing already. So that's good. And also connect on the connect to the airlock itself, so it will do its job better and faster. Yeah. Maybe I need to switch out these tanks, but it already has one. Yeah. Oh well. No, it's going to be ugly. Alright, I'll get back to you when I made a decision. Alright, I've made a decision. This will be our carbon dioxide. It's an insulated tank, and I said I wanted to have the non-insulated tank for the CO2 so it can cool more quickly, so we don't fry our tomatoes before we're ready for that. Because the temperatures, the gas temperature from this thing will get really hot and it's very high. And then as the tank is well insulated, the temperature doesn't drop as fast. But we can put up some radiators before we pipe it in. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we need the other canisters as well. Nitrogen. I think I will put nitrous oxide on that one. I don't know what we're using that for. Nor nitrogen, I think, but keep printing these off. What do we need more? Oxygen, pollutants, and volatiles, which is H2. Now we have an extra oxygen filter. That's alright, we're gonna need one in the end. Volatiles. And the last one is pollutants, or X. And I believe there's some X in there. Let's hope no storm. Uh, let's hope we don't have a storm in the next few minutes. There we go. Yeah, and then we're gonna put the pollutants in here. And then keep the oxygen and the hydrogen or volatiles next to each other at the end. So we can always have short pipe work here and then have the electrolyzer and the H2 combustor as required. But that's for the next, that's for a future episode. And ultimately we're gonna remove this furnace down there. Down here somewhere as well. For reasons. Reasons that maybe I should tell you. But I can't find the words, funnily enough. That never happens to me, huh? No, what we also are going to need is, or we won't necessarily need it, but what I want, well, I do need it. I need it to get rid of the feeling that I want it. And what is it? It is that I want an automated advanced furnace. This is a regular furnace, and an advanced furnace can take in 3 different ores to produce super alloys. This one just produces regular alloys like solder and constantan and electrum, which we'll need soon, but not right now. But with an advanced furnace, we can make super alloys, but they require more precise control over the temperature and pressures, and that we can do with the gases themselves, combined at a ratio of 2 to 1. 2 to 1 of these and 1 of oxygen, as we're doing now with the ice, but do it in gas form. And that's another future episode. I don't know how to program all of that, but it will make our lives a hell of a lot easier. Yeah. Let's get some water bottles. So now we finished up the wiring and the pipe work and all the filters. Thank you. So let's turn these babies on and see if they work. Alright, let's get our handheld tablet out. Yeah, as you see, it's already starting to filter out the NO2, the N2. Here we have the CO2, and a little bit of X, a little bit of O2, and volatiles. No, there's no volatiles in there. Yeah, the pipe is empty. The world content has some X, CO2, N2, and O2 in there. But we can change the contents of the gases that come out of this by smelting different things. As you see in this tank where we will have our NO2, it has X, N2, H2, O2, and CO2. But we only want NO2 in there. So now we just turn this one on. And now it should recycle everything because I don't have a valve in here to recirculate it back, or to prevent recirculating back. So it automatically feeds back into here and into the rest of the pipes. Oop, there we go. Or at least that's the theory. And I don't see that happening, so I'm wrong. But that's alright. Damn it. We still have some pipes, and we will make the manual connection there. That should do the trick. Yeah, now the pressure is dropping rapidly. And it should go empty all the way, because there's no N2O. Yeah, N2O in the entire gas mixture that we have for now. So that happened. Alright, we can sever this connection. And put it back as intended. There we go. That's stage 1 of our plan today. What else do we want to... Whoop. What else do we want to do? Yeah, that's right. Connect up the CO2 to here. We also need to make sure that the temperature itself is regulated, so we might also need to put in a heater in there. I think we can get the cooling done. Get the cooling sorted with just the radiators. But we also, and I think that's probably more necessary right now, is set up a gas canister refilling station. We can do that with the canister storage. It just requires some iron, which we have. Wow, that was violent. And then we need to figure out which gas we're going to need. And I think... Oh. Put that one in there. And I want to use the same gas that's in there, which is N2. I think it's just regular atmosphere, actually. We were breathing. This is the canister that was initially in our propellant in the jetpack. but I used it for the waste tank as a waste tank as well, because well, obviously our propellant was running low. But now we can put it back there as a propellant. As we breathe out CO2 and you switch these around, then you fill up that canister. But you also increase the pressure in there. I think I mentioned that last episode as well. That if you're in a pinch, you can use uh, your waste tank, your breath waste tank, as an emergency propellant tank for your jetpack. So yeah, that's what I did. Let's go in. But for now, I'm on a was NO2, right? Yeah, so need this one. Ah, so let's put this up somewhere useful. Um, it's not ideal, but it'll have to work. So what we're it won't work obviously because this is empty. Should have thought that through. Let's see. Where can we put it then? We have some N2. But I think we will mostly have CO2. And you can use any gas as your propellant. But you want to have some megapascals as pressure. I think these small tanks can go up to 10 megapascals. So we'll work on that. Yeah. We're also going to need a pressure regulator to make sure that there is enough pressure in here. And pressure regulators are produced here. And I need copper. The tomatoes are done. Also show you how to make tomato soup in a bit. First let's get this done. We need just the regulator for now. Why did we have it? In here. Let's see what the flow is, but also we need to know where the power connects. So I think it's best to put it right here. Still use the CO2. But just pop it down here. Let's set up the pressure regulator. Let's see, let's set the pressure at 2 megapascal, which is 2000 kilopascals. And let's go to the Stationpedia and go to Atmosferics, canister. Let's see. The portable canister is the Stationeers basic unit of gas delivery. The rated standard pressure of 8000 kPa or 80 atmospheres. Empty gas is rated to a standard pressure of 800 or 8,000 kilopascals or 80 atmospheres. There we go. So it can 8,000 kPa is 8 megapascals. So we can put it there. Should not go beyond 100 kilopascals. May go bang. Well, I think that should be 100,000 or 10,000 and or 10 megapascals. But we'll drop a bug report for the developers. There we go. So we can even put this higher. Tra la 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 la. If it can go to 8 kPa, we'll put it at 8 kPa. Or 7950. Nah, 850. And then you could also use the label to put in the direct. Yeah, I'm gonna use the labeler to put in the direct value. There we go. Let's see. Let's get the we need to turn this one on by pressing this button. And it will slowly fill up. Goes faster with a higher pressure at this end, I believe. I'm not certain, but yeah. Let's turn on the lights. Maybe it will work. But we're running low on pressure inside the tank, which is fine. We can also add more pressure by just sucking in some atmosphere via an active vent, and I think we should do that right now. Hey, there we go. It's at 8 megapascals. So now says that the tank is that it's nitrogen, but I believe everything works. I mean, I know CO2 works because we've been using it. The CO2 that we have been breathing. And then the tank will fill up rapidly again. But the way it works is that the pressure in here will level with the pressure in here, and as this is a lower pressure but can contain up to 64 liters, as we just read, not out loud, but we did. The total volume increases as well, so the overall pressure will be lower. There we go. We're at 8. So we could turn this one off, because the pressure in here is still 8 megapascals, that is. Alright, so what's next? What did I say? Yeah. Let's add some CO2 before we can push it down here. There we go, active vent. This game. Oh, we need. Nope, calm down. The thing with this game is that there's always something else that you need to do before you want to do something. It's really engaging that way. I like that. I'm a bit of a scatterbrain myself. But I don't know if you need to be a scatterbrain for that though. So that's connected. Need to keep this at hand, because if we look at the Stationpedia, the insulated tanks, and the regular tank I think is the same. Small tank. Let's see. How much power pressure can it take? I don't know. I don't know. Well, it doesn't say. And how much pressure do the pipes take? 60 megapascals. You can see right here. So we need to make sure that we don't exceed either the tank, the pipe pressures or the tank pressure. And I think the tanks can take more of a beating with regards to the pressure than the pipes. You'll hear them start to moan and creak and stuff like that. But for now we can suck in the atmosphere, and as you can see, it increases the pressure. And I wanted to go there to around, I don't know, 4 or 5 megapascals for now, maybe. It's gonna take some time though, and the temperature is dropping, so. Uh, yeah, that might be a bit of an issue. Okay, let's not do that right now, because you also want to pump it in here, and if the pressure drops too much, then it will take some time before it's reheated. But for now, let's get back inside and harvest our second. Let's get our second harvest of tomatoes, and I'll show you how to make tomato soup. And if there's time, then we'll set up the gas system for the airlock and the greenhouse itself. So this will go up faster. The pressure inside will go up faster. You'll maintain a steady pressure between 120, 100 and 125 kilopascals of atmosphere of pure CO2 for the plants. As they produce oxygen, ultimately the CO2 will be used up. But if you recycle it, then you passively produce more oxygen. So you don't need to go out as much to mine for oxygen oxide. There we go. One tomato plant produces 3 tomatoes. I know it only takes 1 tomato to plant, but the light is still down. There's no sunlight, so they won't grow right now. But we saw before that it doesn't matter. That here. Oh, there we go. So, how do we make tomato soup? You ask. Well, for that we need the microwave, and we have it installed already last week, or last episode, I should say. So we need to power the bench, power the microwave, add 1 tomato, and it will add 1 unit of tomato in a bowl. And we need to close the lid, and we'll make soup. And that didn't work. So they changed that. Crap. That's why I wanted to grow some more. Oops. That's why I wanted to grow some more tomatoes before we do that. Crap. All right. Stationpedia. It's my best friend. Organics and food. Tomato soup. 1 steel and 10 tomatoes. Made using tomato and an empty can in a microwave. So we need to finish a can. Ah. Really? It requires 10 tomatoes? That's crazy. Oh wow, we really need to set up a bigger hydroponic system for that if we want to survive. Darn it. I mean, one harvest, 4 times 3 tomatoes is 12 tomatoes. So we can make then one soup out of that. But well, I have to read up on how to make that one. Let's turn this one off for now. And this liquid canister will reduce in pressure as well as the tomatoes require or use up the water that's inside. So we need to set up a system so we can refill that as well. So, what are we going to do? Well, I was talking about the liquid canister inside that portable hydroponics. You have hydroponic trays and automated hydroponics as well that you need to hook up on the water system, which we will expand upon. This is just an emergency one. But we can put a liquid canister filler next to the water bottle fillers. So that's no problem for the canister for now. Huh. Well, I think we're at well past the hour mark already, so well, we did do what we said we were going to do, and that's set up our gas collection system, and it is working as you can see. I want it's not where I want it right now, because I want to have an APC in here somewhere, so we can turn all of these off so they don't use all that power. But for now, we do generate more than enough power with these 4 solar panels and the wind turbine over there, because this base battery is still at 4 bars after the night sun just got up, with 4 squares out of 5, so it's at 80% capacity. Well, probably more by now, but it will turn into 4 blue squares, just like this big of this large battery once it's fully charged. Speaking of which, I think I'm going to print off some large batteries so we have some laying around. We need 5 gold, 10 copper, and 5 steel. I think that's in here. Now I need to turn that one on. There we go, that's the steel. That's the copper and the gold. In not that order right now. Pop these back in here. Let's get some larger batteries. Just like these. Then we can keep the batteries in here in the battery charger. So we don't always need to swap our battery with the power control, which is safer to have it in there. That's one big battery, large battery. And the other one is almost done as well. There we go. Let's swap this with this one. Now this will probably drain the big base battery faster than the solar panels can recharge them, but this big battery won't go flat all the way. Even when I switch out this battery, which is still at a good 47%, but I like to keep it topped off just for sure, just to be sure. So yeah, there we go. There you have it, folks. Our tomatoes are growing. We have our atmospheric system running as well. And we have a tank fill system for our propellant tank. We have every basic system in there for now, and we'll be able to start looking at more advanced systems and more advanced automation to make our lives a lot easier. But I think we are established right now. We're not at the risk of suffocating because we generate oxygen. We still have a lot of oxygen in that big white portable tank over here. Excuse me. We still have a lot of oxygen in that one. We haven't changed our oxygen bottle once during this playthrough. We collect all the gases, so all the oxygen and all the stuff is collected in here. We have our water system right here. Food. Power. We're in a good place, ladies and gentlemen. And with that, I'm gonna say thank you all for watching. We'll see you next episode. Take care. Bye bye.